They always come back. You think it's love. It's not. It's repetition. It's unfinished validation. It's the mind refusing to accept emotional defeat. When a man walks away, it's rarely because he's done. It's because his ego wants space to rebuild itself. He tells himself he's over you, that he's free, that he's in control. But control fades fast when silence sets in. The mind hates silence. He starts to replay the moments. Not the good ones, the ones where he felt small. The argument he lost. The last thing you said that hit too deep. The way you didn't chase him. That's what brings him back. Not love, not longing. The unbearable weight of being forgotten. Men are conditioned to conquer, to win, even emotionally. When he loses emotional dominance, something inside him fractures. He may pretend it doesn't. He may even date someone else to prove it. But deep down, he's still negotiating with the past. I've seen it countless times. He leaves in anger, in pride, in confusion. He says it's over. Then weeks later, he checks your profile. Months later, he sends a message, just to see how you're doing. But it's not curiosity. It's control, dressed as care. You see, the human mind doesn't handle emotional imbalance well. We crave closure, but real closure rarely exists. It's not a door you close. It's a loop you learn to live with. When you stop chasing, the power shifts. The loop reverses. Now, his subconscious associates you with unfinished business. And the moment he feels weak, lonely, or ignored, you appear. It's not mystical. It's neurological. His brain remembers where it last felt validation. It's a chemical echo, dopamine, comfort, ego reinforcement. He doesn't return for you. He returns for the version of himself that existed when you wanted him. Men chase mirrors, reflections of who they think they are. When that reflection disappears, panic follows. He starts to question his worth. He blames you for the void he created himself. That's why he tests the door. Not to stay, but to see if it's still open. To confirm he still matters. Because meaning is the only thing harder to lose than love. You might think he's changed this time. He says all the right things. He remembers the details he once ignored. He calls more often, listens more carefully. But it's not about you. It's about control returning. About restoring equilibrium in his own mind. The darker truth is this. People don't come back for you. They come back for the version of themselves they felt safe being with you. When that version dies, they leave again. And the cycle continues until one of you stops responding. I've seen women wait for years for the same man to come back. He always does. Different words, same hunger. The addiction isn't to love, it's to familiarity. To the chemical rhythm of anxiety, relief, and reward. It's the same loop that keeps gamblers at the table. The same loop that keeps people stuck in almost relationships. You start to think he's the exception. You tell yourself this time is different. But his patterns don't lie. The longer you engage, the more predictable he becomes. He disappears when he feels safe. He returns when he feels lost. He confuses absence with power. And he calls it love because it sounds cleaner than control. It's not malice. It's programming. Men are taught to measure value through pursuit and validation. When pursuit ends, so does their sense of self. That's why rejection burns deeper than heartbreak. Because rejection exposes dependency. The illusion of control fades. And that's when the messages start again. Short, casual, forgettable. He'll pretend it's nothing. But every word he sends is a search for identity. You'll see it in his timing. He comes back when you've moved on. When your energy no longer revolves around him. That's when the power imbalance flips. And his curiosity becomes obsession. He doesn't want you happy without him. He wants you orbiting him again. That's the unspoken rule of emotional power dynamics. The one most people never admit, but everyone plays. There's always a silent competition. Who can detach first? Who can care less? Who can make the other wonder more? And whoever wins that game owns the emotional narrative. Here's the part that most people don't see. Men don't return because they miss you. They return because you represent unfinished dominance. The conversation that ended too abruptly. The text he didn't get to send. The story that made him look weak. He's chasing psychological symmetry. We all do it in different forms. The mind hates unresolved emotion, so it tries to recreate the scene to master it, even if mastering it means destroying it again. That's why the second time never feels right. It's not meant to. It's a replay, not a renewal. He's not trying to love you. He's trying to win the version of himself that lost you. The truth is, once someone has shown you they can leave, they will again. Leaving becomes a learned escape, and returning becomes a reflex, not a choice. Here's how you know this pattern has taken over. He only calls when you've stopped caring. You feel anxious when it's quiet, but empty when he returns. You replay old messages instead of making new memories. You forgive him faster than you trust him. And every reunion feels like debt, not relief. That's the cost of being the mirror someone else uses to find themselves. You stop recognizing your own reflection. You become the thing they reach for when they fall apart. Eventually, you stop reacting. You stop explaining. You stop needing the return to mean anything because you see it for what it is, a loop, not a promise. And when that realization